Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm really trying to get this straight. I'm trying to record a bunch all this week for the YouTube, just so you guys have something. I'm going to be flying and traveling, and everybody is home today. So I was like, I'm going to do this out in the car. So this is going to be the backdrop all week. This is it. This is what you're getting. And today I wanted to talk to you about the scarcity mindset. And I did a TikTok on it and a reel on it. And I really wanted to go a little bit deeper in it so you can understand the idea of what the scarcity mindset is. It is going to be a lot of times based on your experiences that you've had throughout your life. And, you know, when you have lack, you don't want lack. So you try not to have lack, but then you focus on the lack, which means you're going to create the lack. That's right. I know. Use it as a drinking game. Do a shot every time I say lack. But scarcity itself also creates this. It's a stressor response of like anger in some ways, because it's almost like you're angry at other people because they're doing well. And that's not a good space to be. You want the abundance mentality. So get very clear that just because somebody's winning doesn't mean that they're taking anything away from you, even if it's a job. Even if you're like, yeah, well, Bob got that job. Okay, well, maybe that's not the job for you, right? So it's a mindset shift. And you hear me talk about mindset shift on a regular basis, and I will always talk about it because at the end of the day, it comes down to how you see things. Are good things going to happen all the time? Nope. You're going to have bad days? Yep. Sometimes bad seasons? Yep. But it's how you're looking at it, right? So instead of saying that's so hard, I can't get that done, say I'm going to be the person who works harder to try to get this accomplishment. Don't even say try, to accomplish my goal. And then you have to be specific on it. So here's a little secret, and we're going to do this probably in tomorrow's vlog, where I'm going to tell you a little bit more about manifestation, because you will never manifest what it is that you're seeking out of desperation or lack. So just remember this, because that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Remember that dimming someone else's candle or their light does not make you shine brighter. It does quite the opposite, right? So if you're, and I lived in a space of scarcity, right? Because I think most of us have, especially if you've had a level of trauma, which all of us have, that it's just been one of those things that you try really hard to avoid. Financial and health, I think, has always been more of my focus, because my mom was sick most of my life before she passed, before she was 14, before I was 14, not her. And then, of course, you know, staying in the van and all of these other things. And, you know, it's not like money was like flowing. And so it became hard to not have the scarcity mindset until I started doing the work of the mindfulness and understanding the law of attraction and what exactly that even looks like. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to go further into it at another vlog. But it's imperative that you understand that when you're looking at it from scarcity, like, why does this person have and I don't have? Comparison is a space of scarcity. I don't think people realize that, because you're saying they're doing better than me. Why can't I do that? Well, you don't know their story behind their glory and what you seek. And you have to realize, just because, I mean, fine, if somebody is born like Blue Ivy or something, who's like Beyonce and Jay-Z's kid, okay, she probably has a lot more opportunities from RIP than any of us do, right? However, she's still gonna, I mean, that's great. That'll get her in the door, but I hope she has some talent behind that, because that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it can give people a leg up, but why would you hate on that? You can sit there and be like, well, why can't I be Jay-Z? Because you're not. You're not. And that's the acceptability factor. Because when you're constantly seeking scarcity, you will always have scarcity. And you will always be afraid to take the leap, to do the things that you really need to do so you can find the solution to the problem. And that's the whole key. Find solution to problems. Stop living in the problem. You're allowed to process your feelings. I have a whole podcast on processing your feelings and what that actually means. You don't just describe it by saying angry, sad, upset. No, feel it, live with it, sit with it. You have to embrace yourself. So the abundance mindset versus the scarcity mindset is everybody can win. If I win, you win. If you win, I win. If you're going to look at it and say we're in competition, I'm not competing with anybody. If it is meant for me to be, it will be. If it is not, it is not. That's where you lower your ego. When you feel that you can't like let go of something, that is not being able to release your ego. That comes from trauma. It's fine. It's not judgment. It just is what it is. So I want you to be very, very clear in that, because when you start having the abundance mentality, you start seeing more opportunities. than just focusing on one direction. Don't get, just because you're comfortable in something, and you already know nothing grows in the comfort zone, just because you're comfortable in something doesn't mean that you get to bitch and complain about it, because you can be uncomfortable. That's where the growth happens, and that's where it always happens. So that's kind of the wrap on scarcity. You know, you really, and you're going to say, how can I shift that? Well, there's going to be an acceptability that you sometimes have to reanalyze. You're going to have to recalibrate. You're going to have to recenter your focus, not wait on other people. Look for the solution and understand that no matter what it is, it's going to take time, and a lot of it. Okay, but you want to watch the scarcity, because you're sending that directly out to the universe. And we'll pick up on that tomorrow.